everyone. Obviously you can see this view is a lot different this week. We had the builders start on Wednesday. I have to say they've got a hell of a lot done in the few days that they've been here already. They've got that tree down. They've started to clear the roots that were underneath the concrete and everything. I mean, they're really lovely, really nice people. So, yes, work is underway here. Look at you! Aren't you looking splendid now? I think he is gorgeous. You're not very chivalrous with your ladies though. No, you tend to keep all the best food for yourself. But I love that colourway. I think it's absolutely stunning. Pekins are one of my favourite breeds. They're such funny little birds. They're always very busy. Busy here, busy there. It's only 9:30 on a Sunday morning and I'm already exhausted. This one, Parsley, you managed to get into the feed cupboard, didn't you? And I'm not kidding you. Oh, Parsley! Sorry about that. Parsley! He is like moving a woolly coffee table. He's not easy to do anything with because he's quite heavy and he can easily drag me along with him. You have been very naughty all week. I'm quite conscious it's like Groundhog Day with these vlogs because they're all the blooming same. He managed to push me over. Get down. He jumped up when I came in with a trug full of carrots and pushed me over. I landed on my bum. So, yeah, so quite boisterous really, sheep. And they do tend to treat me as one of them. Only I'm not covered in the wool cushioning. This is the only time they're ever really quiet, is when they're eating. And it's very, very windy again today. We've got I think quite a strong westerly wind. So I'm stood in the field shelter again out of the way. So they look quite placid when they're like this, but it's not the case all of the time. Get out of my coat! Star has been very unsettled this week. She's a bit like me, well, she's a lot like me really. She doesn't like disruption, she doesn't like change. She finds all these things very unsettling, and obviously we've had new people about and everything, and sort of stuff's changed a lot, and I can rationalise it, whereas I understand that she can't. So it's been quite hard for her. She's been a little bit off her food. I don't know if it's that hay. I mean, it looks and smells all right to me, but I don't know. She just doesn't seem as keen on it as she normally does, and she's been very, very clingy with me. She doesn't want me to leave her and go back inside. And it's quite hard at this time of year because it's very cold, so I can't spend as much time outside with her as I'd like to, because I do really start to suffer when it gets cold. So it's been sort of quite difficult. I hope she'll sort of settle a little bit and, you know, but gradually sort of begin to sort of take things in. But I can understand it's very hard for animals because, you know, they don't understand what's happening in the way that we do. I had quite a bit of paper in the studio, and unfortunately a fair amount of it was damaged. So what I've done, because artist paper is about £5 a sheet, so it's not cheap, I got a ATC die for my big shot, and I've been cutting the usable portions of paper to make into ACEO, so that's miniature bits of art. I thought I'd do a series of owls, so I've done a snowy owl this week. I did, with my insurance money for the contents, I got some new Prismacolor pencils, and I got a light box. I got things that I use sort of frequently. My pet pens did survive. Everything that was on the little trolley on the left side of my drawing board, that stuff was all absolutely fine. The brushes on the back thing weren't, because they all got knocked off onto the floor, and unfortunately sort of all water and dirt and God knows what else and stuff falling on top of them. I'm kind of in two minds. Obviously I'm really pleased that I have a new set of pencils, but I'm very aware that these storms, you know, partly were responsible with our consumerism, because, you know, our whole economies are based on consumption, and it's not good for the planet. And I know somebody that I know quite well was saying, you know, years ago there would be years and years between these bad storms, and now we're literally getting them every 6 months. So it's a difficult one. While I'm sort of happy to have more art supplies so that I can carry on, there's a part of me that sort of feels a bit bad about it, really. But, you know, at least I'm sort of getting some usage out of these little bits of paper, and, you know, what art materials we could salvage. We have, unfortunately, all of my Derwent pencils survived unscathed because I don't like them. It was the Prismacolors and the ones that I love the most that sort of went hither and thither. My Kryla paints survived, which I'm very happy about because they are my favourites. But yes, it's sort of a difficult one. I have mixed feelings about having new stuff. A new studio has been ordered, but I wanted something totally different, because it obviously is not going to be the old one, so I wanted it to look and feel different. So I've gone for this one, and we're going to have an additional window on the side as well, and I'm going to have it painted blue, so it'll be a complete change to the other one. I think it's very hard for something like this, you know, when it happens you do totally reevaluate stuff. So, you know, it's made me reevaluate what things I want to do art-wise in the future. So yes, this, when it comes and when it's built, will be my new home. I've made a lemon drizzle cake. It hasn't risen quite as much as I'd hoped, although it's possibly because partway through I looked out the window and saw the guinea fowl heading off into the wild unknown, and they had to be brought back. So it's not really conducive to baking, those two. But thank you very much for joining us, and we will catch you next time.